Tú me acostumbraste a todas esas cosas y tú me enseñaste que son maravillosas. Sutil llegaste a mí como una tentación, llenando de inquietud mi pobre corazón. Yo no concebía cómo ay se quería, y en tu mundo raro y por ti aprendí. Me olvidaste porque no me enseñaste cómo se vive. Sí.
The Brooklyn-born Tony Molina from the Alfredito Orchestra, TuMeAcostumbrastes and Como Fue. How long has he been with you now, Tony Molina?
Tony and I have been together since the latter part of 1954. And I really must say that Tony, in my opinion, is the best.
No, he's one of the top guys there.
There's just nobody better than Tony.
You've had some heavy-duty guys besides Tony. You had Pepe Adorno and Pellín Rodriguez, who used to sing with El Gran Combo.
Right. Pellín
how did you and Pellín get hooked up?
Well, Pellín had been with Nor Morales for about 10, 12, 15 years, a long time. And for one reason or another, Noro had never really permitted Pellín to record much. They were all instrumentals. And dissatisfaction in some way caused him to leave the group. I think it was that.
I see. What year do you recall that he hooked up with you?
Pellín was with me just before Tony, and he was with me about I'd say about 16 months through Gross Singers and through Chop Suey Mambo.
I see.
That particular period, and Tony followed Pellín. When Pellín told me he was leaving, there were two guys that I really wanted with the group to replace him, and I gave him a choice. I said, get me one of the two. Get me either Tony Molina or Gilberto Monroy.
Yeah, that's right. Gilberto was with wasn't Gilberto at that time with Tito Puente at the time, right?
No, at that particular point he was with Jose Cubello.
Yes.
So those were the two guys, for the style that I particularly wanted. Those were the guys capable of the bolero as well as letting their hair down and that just roaring out a couple of those low-on-coast.
During the winter of I think it was either 53 or 54, a friend of mine who's a lawyer today, Frank Sanchez, and I went to 42nd Street and Broadway. It was a place called the Avalon Ballroom. You recall?
Yeah, right.
Well, I believe Tony Molina was with you.
Yes, he was.
Upstairs.
Yes, he was.
And that is the first time, I don't know if you recall this, Al, that you and I met, but we were music buffs, Frank and I, and you were one of the few lamp musicians that wasn't stuck up. You sat down and talked to us during your break, and you bought us a Coke. And Frank and I have discussed this for a long time, that not many guys are like you, and you won us over right away. And Tony Molina was already in the band swinging, and he was very heavy then. Today he looks like a young pollo.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for what you just said.
Do you recall? You may not recall Frank and I, but do you recall the Avalon?
Yeah. Oh, certainly. In fact, I recall that particular evening. Not everything we discussed, but as you refresh my memory, I do remember the evening.
Okay, let's go into a little more music. Here's Pellín Rodriguez in a 1953 or 54 recording with Alfredito on the Rainbow label called Tan Tan Tung, and then after that, the Alfredito Quartet.